Lovecraft Country, episode number 3, Holy Ghost review. This is the last part in our trilogy of videos about episode number 3. We already did a full recap, story recap. We did a reference video, and now we're gonna finally let you know what we really think about this episode. Guys, first reaction, episode 3. What did we think of this episode? Sven, let's start with you.
I found it I found it better to understand than episode 2. So it was also better enjoyable because when you understand better, you take more out of it. What I really liked, it was quite, the set design was more or less situated around the house where everything happened, and there was the spooky, the ghosts were there, all the storylines were mostly there. And it also, what the series actually also stated in the first episode is that it's a nice combination of horror, but also, light scenes with music and other emotions. It's not like a continuous spell of excitement. Mm-hmm. And what I don't like, or what could be better to enjoy everything the story writers are putting in the information is that you would have known so much more beforehand about all the
references,
all the links they make. They are really nice, combined. It's really like perfectionistically done almost, but. If you lack this information, because when we are not from America, we're not from Chicago, I think you would miss out on information and you would miss out on interpretation. Enough percentage will survive, so you would still get the grosso modo, they say in Italian, like the minimum information you need to enjoy.
Yeah.
But I think to have maybe the best experience, you would need more background information of all the references they make.
Yeah, exactly. The good thing is maybe, but that's the question, like we dig into it now a lot to all those references, and by that learn a lot. Yeah. I dig into stuff that I otherwise wouldn't have digged into, but I do this mostly because we have this show and want to give this information to the people that are watching also. The question is how many people do that themselves. Well, we can see maybe in the end how much our reference videos are going to be watched, because that shows a bit how much people want to learn about this stuff. I find it very interesting to get to know more about the background, about what happened all in the past, because I didn't know that. So at least that's what this series does. It makes you curious about things they talk about. And nothing seems to be there. In this series, nothing seems to be there without a reason. That's also very interesting. Yeah, but it's also sometimes a bit tiring when watching, because you have to really focus, like, okay, what do I see? What do I see? How does it connect? And
that's true.
Yeah. Koen, for you, the feeling after this third episode.
Yeah, just clinging on to what's funny and what you say now is like, I'm not sure if it would fit, but I'm thinking like, how could they do it differently? Really enjoying, really embracing all of the history they also clearly want to show us and teach us. Maybe I felt like the first thing that comes to mind is maybe completely not relevant in the sense that it's different. But you remember, like, I think all of us saw the movie Da Vinci Code, right?
Yeah.
Sven, you saw it now, yeah. The way that the character of Tom Hanks, Robert Langdon, explains, there's always it's very fast-paced. Also happens a lot, like also in this show, but he always takes moments to explain the very interesting stories.
Yeah.
And I think Black history, and especially like they focus on Chicago, which of course has also a huge history when it comes to this stuff in that era. I would. I'm not sure if they're going to change it, of course, now, but I would like to see it more, because it's. I think it's a shame to find out now later after the episode, hearing it from you. For me, it's very nice, and I'm lucky that you make all of this stuff and we can learn from it. But I think they could do more with this, because it also gives more depth watching the show.
Yeah.
So besides that, that's the only. I think there are two minus points for this whole show in for me total. One is that I would like to know this stuff more, while seeing it live maybe, or a part of it, because maybe it's also a lot, because they put a lot of references, maybe it's too much to explain. That's one thing. And second thing is, for me, I had a little bit of a problem when I missed completely the woman, thank God, because she looked really creepy. And I saw, before they had sex, I saw the man in the background, and I liked the episode a lot. But I was scared. So before that man appeared in the mirror, I didn't know where the show was going. I knew, of course, the house was weird. There was some weird history there, but we didn't know that it was haunted before yet. And I had the same vibe before that happened. I already thought to myself, "Oh fuck, are they going to go exactly with episode 1, where you also have a very brutal but very interesting story, also with the policeman, And then suddenly it goes like supernatural, and I was a bit scared. Are they going to do again this weird twist? And they did then a bit. And then that's the face of the Epstein appeared, and I thought it was very bad done. That CGI.
But to interrupt you, Koen, I did think that they, compared to episode 1, they already signaled what was coming quite a lot with the intro, with the text saying like 8 died in this house, and you had a lot of these little sounds. And
also you saw more coming even now, so the shock was less, of course.
Yeah.
But I just thought that shot that I saw from that man, I was like, okay, they're gonna go like zombie slash now. What is this? And because I think the main character, the woman, plays very, very good, especially this episode.
She's very good. Yeah.
Oh my God! And also the guy
must have an Emmy nomination.
Yeah, the girl definitely deserves it.
And the guy was a bit toned down in this episode.
We saw what he can do when he first do. So also he's like I never saw him in anything else. For me, he's an upcoming guy. He's already more famous than I think. But so no, for me, it proves again in the end of the show. It proves that till actually that circle. Remember when they were all in a circle and they had to fight with the ghost. They had to fight the bad white man. I thought for moments like, this is what the fuck is happening actually here. But the moment that gospel song or whatever they started playing, I got such a powerful message somehow. I was like, man, because I thought for a long time, how do you mix this very important backstory of the African American, what he suffered, he and she in those times, combined with horror, like in Get Out, people pulled it off amazingly.
Pulled it off,
and here I was like, okay, what direction are they gonna go? And episode 2 was for me the worst from the 3. It was too much in my opinion. Episode 1 was very good, and now when that moment came with the gospel vibe, I was like, okay, they know what they're doing.
But also the thematics there. I think like towards the end of the episode, when Leti at some point says, she thought the world was one way, but found out it isn't, and this terrifies her. But that she can't live in fear, that she's got to face this new world head on and stake her claim in it. Well, there you have the whole thematic of the episode, I think. Exactly. And then you see at towards the end, you see this circle of ghosts. They're all wounded, and she shouts, "You're not dead yet." And as they summon out the white monster, you see them all healing, and their wounds are healing, and that's so powerful stuff. I think,
very powerful. But I still had some doubts in that moment. And for me, of course, maybe for you is the text. For me, the music pulled me over there.
Also, of course, it works very well. It was a combination of things.
Then it fits in place, right?
Exactly. But that's the thing for me. Is I have one thing that I want to ask you guys. I have with this show, especially with the level of acting and the depth they can put on the African American history. I cannot stop wondering, shouldn't they make the show with these people with this level of talent? Without all the bullshit of horror and shit, like just make a really beautiful, very impressive show just about those times.
Not for me, because that's where we talked about more often. Of course, for me, I like it when there's an element where it's layered more or less than when it's in your face.
Okay.
I like it to tell a story in this way. So for me,
very impressive way, I think, and
I get your point, but for me personally, then I would be less interested.
Okay, Sven?
Normally, I would be more interested in a more realistic approach and style, yes, but that has also to do because I am less known with this kind of styles, and that's why I found it really interesting. Experience is a big word, but interesting approach for myself also to
endeavor.
What you can do also with storytelling. So
for me,
that's why it's still interesting for me, and I look forward again to the new episode.
I really did also on Tuesday or Monday now. I was like, nice.
But maybe it's something you have to watch at least twice or so again, especially when you're not really known with the history, because we're not Native Americans. So it's for us a little bit more distant. Although we know a lot about this country, we know a lot about this history. We can't keep up with the natives. It depends what kind of natives. But anyway, I think it's definitely worth watching. With a lot of attention.
I think if I answer my own question, you guys also answered it, because episode 3 for me proves that it's the combination can work for me. Like for most people, sure can work over the all 3 episodes. I had a problem with episode 2. Which I think we all had maybe a bit.
A bit, but I have to be honest that from the 3 of them, I found this maybe the least favorite. But that's more because of the thematics of the haunted house. I'm not so much into haunted house stories.
Me too, but
where the episode 2 was more about witchcraftery and those kind of secret society, which I find cooler as a story, more or less. But
the way, I agree with you, but the way somehow that's why I'm very curious. At the end of the episode, we see, of course, again the witch coming back with the silver shadow. And I'm just thinking how she's going to play a part, because her character was the thing that turned me off a bit in episode 2. It was a bit like I felt a bit like I was in Dungeons and Dragons or something, It was a bit too fantasy, in my opinion.
Well, let's move into the last part of this review that I prepared. Okay, which questions do we have for the next episodes? And do we have any predictions? If I may kick it off, one question is, what is the meaning of the golden constellation planet tracking device in the room that was locked? There's a question around that one that I think we'll get into. Any questions that are hanging with you now for the upcoming episode?
I think the main thing is, do we know if the woman George saw in his dream, if she's still alive?
No, she's dead. That's Stick's mother. Yeah.
Oh, she's sorry. Okay, so I missed that. Okay.
She dead.
Yeah, no, for me the main thing is like, is episode 4 gonna be now like Tick is gonna get a mission or something from the witch, or was it like with each other maybe later in the show or something?
They need to find pages, it seems. So I think that's gonna be a role. But yeah, exactly. And of course, I had the question: what is Christina's role in all this? We still don't really know. Is William still alive? Yeah. I think so, but we don't know. What's the game plan of Christina? What she's after? I think she's after the pages, but why and how, and what is her goal if she has these pages? Is she more or less on the good sides, good guy's side, or is she an enemy? I'm still not.
That's the main thing. I think now it looked more like she was the enemy compared to before. She looked like she was more like a friendly. And I think it was also very interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if Hippolyta, what's her name?
Hippolyta.
When Hippolyta maybe will take the road herself once. Because I think it was too important when Dee made those really, really cool maps with all those things, the danger part. We should see that back, I think.
Yeah.
Because in the end, it's still called Lovecraft Country, so they should travel again and see sort of. I think.
Yeah. Okay, and I expect to see something more of George in some kind of capacity in some way. That's what I.
From Romania as Dracula,
as Dracula.
Yeah, from my country.
Yeah. Sven, you
still, the father of Tick. I think the father of Tick also will.
Montrose.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think there will be happening something around him. He's not a.
He's
a mysterious figure.
Yeah, what happened with him when he was there with the there's something there. Yeah.
And I forget her name now. Lita.
Yeah, Lita.
Lita said she felt like a vampire.
Like a ghost.
Like a ghost. And she looked like once with the blood here, like a vampire in the shot.
Yeah, maybe she died, of course.
Yeah. So maybe that will.
And she said that part of me was missing. Something was missing.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something.
That's the thing. The fun thing with this series, of course. There's no line in here without a reason. So.
True.
So you almost, there might be, but we think it's not. Well, we will find out in the next episode. We will dive into it for sure, because we will cover everything around Lovecraft Country. So if you want to stay updated on everything Lovecraft Country, subscribe to our channel. And then for now, we will say goodbye and see you next time.